Welcome to Mike's Kitchen. Today we're going to be making banana bread. These are the ingredients that we'll be using. We've got 1 cup of granulated sugar, 8 tablespoons or 1 stick of unsalted butter or salted either way, 2 large eggs, 3 ripe bananas, 1 tablespoon of milk, 2 cups all-purpose flour. For the rest of the dry ingredients, we've got 1/2 teaspoon of salt. It would have been a teaspoon had I not used salted butter. So if you use unsalted butter, it's 1 teaspoon. Like I said, we've got 1/2 teaspoon. There's also 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and 1 teaspoon of baking soda. So let's start mixing the stuff together. The first thing that we're going to do is cream the sugar and the butter together. That's how you want it to look, nice and fluffy. Now as you're beating it, you're going to notice that it starts working up the side. When it's doing that, all you've got to do is take and push it back down. Then add 1 egg at a time and beat it well after each addition. I'm going to push this all back down in here so I can mix it well. And then I'll add the other egg. Alright, here's our other egg. And we'll continue beating this again. Now to the banana, we're going to add the cinnamon and our milk and mix this together. It doesn't matter if there's some lumps from the bananas in there. That's not going to hurt anything. Okay, that's mixed nicely. Now we will mix the rest of the dried ingredients, the salt, baking powder, and baking soda. I'll give that a stir with the whisk. Let's incorporate it nicely. Now we're going to add the banana mixture. Let's give this a nice mix here. Now we'll mix in the dry ingredients. Now when you do this, you want to mix it just until the flour disappears and you don't see any of the flour. I use a spatula for this part so I can keep the sides nice and clean. Get everything mixed together. Almost there. Scrape the bottom, make sure there's no more there. Alright, we've got it. Now we're going to put it into a prepared pan. Now you'll notice that this is lightly greased. I use vegetable oil to do that, and then lightly floured. That'll make it a lot easier to get it out. Even this out. Smells good already, and it's not even cooked. It's going to be delicious. Can't wait. Time to pop it in the oven. Now we've already preheated the oven to 320. Well, it actually calls for 325, but my oven runs a little bit hot. And that's a good point that I'm bringing up. Because don't go exactly by what it says. Everybody's oven is different, and figure it out. You might have to turn it up, you might have to turn it down. I turned mine down a little bit. So let's pop this in the oven. Okay, now we're going to bake this until the toothpick comes out of it clean. And that will be approximately an hour, hour and 10 minutes. Okay, let's check and see how our banana bread is doing. Now when you check it, there's going to be a split. So don't put it through that part. Put it through the split. That way you're going to know whether it's done or not. And as you'll notice, that looks great. We're done. Let's take this off. Put it on a wire rack to cool. Okay, we're gonna let it set on a wire rack for 15 minutes to cool before we remove it. All right, 15 minutes have passed. Now for the moment of truth, we're gonna cut this and see how she looks. Looking pretty good. Now we need to do the taste test. Right, now time for the taste test. Absolutely delicious. We're gonna have to give this a try.